Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Alter Ego Podcast. I just want to rock for a second.
Let's rock.
I love this song. No, but in all seriousness, welcome to the Alter Ego Podcast. More than likely, it's Monday if this came out on time. Monday the 15th. Welcome. We've got a nice little news roundup for you. This one isn't going to be really centrally on comics, per se. This is going to be more the pop culture, some movie news that's coming out. But before I get into all that, I've got to talk about our sponsor for today's episode.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. How are you?
I'm Mark. I'm here.
By the way.
How's it going?
You
hi,
good?
Jack.
Never mind. This episode is sponsored by Ford Supply Company. Makers of all natural and organic soaps for men, wonderful scents like tropical teakwood, citrus IPA, or as I've grown to call it, citrusippa, cypress pine, and more. Visit our website, fordsupply.com, to order online and use promo code ALTEREGO to get 10% off your order. 10%? I went a different direction when the sponsors tried to send us the info for the ad. I really wanted to go a different direction, but they told me to read that one. But I'm just going to give my input on it as well. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to kind of go out and speak to the people plainly.
Like the common man.
Does your grundle smell like sewage water? Don't laugh. Does your butthole smell like depression? Do your armpits smell like what you imagine an Asian buffet throw-out basket smells like? Do your undertits smell like dry soda? Try Ford Supply Soap. Get some citrusippa on those titties and start smelling amazing.
What's a takeout basket?
I don't know. Like I imagine at the end of the day, the Chinese food restaurant has to put all that food into one basket and toss it.
It's one woven basket.
And I want to know what that basket, that clearly woven basket, smells like. I bet it smells like your armpits, you stinky bastards.
They're going to love this.
Speaking of stinky, I've been working all day, and I'm sitting here in a dirty undershirt, and I could use some citrusippa. So I'm going to order some with promo code ALTEREGO at FordSupply.com, and they're going to make me smell so good that when I get home, my wife's going to be like, whoa, what's going on here?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I need.
FORGED supply.com.
You got to tell them supply. You told them the rest of it.
I said supply.
SUPPLY.
SUPPLY.com. FORG.
Go there, buy soap, and smell good, okay? How hard is it? The simplest thing. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled.
Smell better than your current you.
Right. Smell good. Smell better than we all think you do. Okay.
Now, on to the news.
Let's settle in.
Let's hear our comic book adjacent news.
Yeah, this is probably old news at this point. And, it makes me worried for DC. It really does. DC and Diamond Distributor, which is the publisher that does almost everybody. It's kind of like a monopoly. Almost everybody uses.
It was Marvel, DC, Image.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Does Dark Horse use Diamond?
I believe Dark Horse as well.
That's a lot.
That's pretty much everybody. That's probably 99% of all comic books.
So what turned me onto this is my local comic book store, Emerald City Comics, which is amazing down here in St. Pete. Love them. Wonderful people. They posted about this, and it really kind of brought my attention to it. It was like, you may have heard by now that DC Comics recently announced that they're leaving Diamond, the main comic book distributor for other comic book distributors other than Diamond. We've heard a lot of people worried about how that will change their subscriptions and wondering what kind of delays to expect for DC books. What does this mean for you? Well, as a person who buys comics, I think this is going to make it a little bit harder to get some of those books for you. Now, it means, well, if you buy your comics at Emerald City, they're like, it doesn't really matter. They'll be ordering their DC comics from new distributors, but that could mean they're not going to show up on the same time. You know what I mean? They may not be as regular because these aren't Diamond, who's the top dog. So why'd they leave Diamond? Why did they not want to go with the top distributor anymore? This is why I think it's kind of problems for DC. And, hey, feel free to add us in the comments and let us know if you know more about the situation than we do. I just did some basic digging on this. So,
have you looked up any of those reasons? Do you have anything on that?
Yeah. So the reason was during the COVID-19 shutdown, Diamond said, we're shutting it all down. We're not sending any comics out.
Weird.
And for a while, like, they just recently started getting my bins filled back up over at
just
Emerald
like a week
City.
or two ago, right?
Yeah. So they had stopped for the longest time, and DC was like, we don't like this. You can't shut us down. Get our books out there. And Diamond was like, listen, this is kind of a health thing. Everybody's suffering from this. We're not opening our plants and distributing comics and doing all this thing. That was my understanding of it in the articles that I read.
Sense, yeah.
Is it was a health thing for Diamond, but for DC it was like, we need this comic money, man.
Yeah.
You can't shut down like this. We need it. And they came out and said a couple different things. So it said this is a seismic shift for the comic book industry, DC cutting ties with Diamond. The announcement was made via email to retailers on Friday morning. I don't know which Friday morning. I think it was a couple weeks ago.
I believe it was 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah, with the company telling customers that all orders for DC product will be fulfilled by Lunar Distribution and UCS comic distributors for periodical releases and Penguin Random House for the graphic novels and collected editions.
Which I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, but I think it's one of those, they were like, we can't survive without this. That's how I interpreted it. It was kind of a desperation move.
It's weird because DC is owned by Warner Brothers, who I believe has vaults and vaults full of gold coins like Scrooge McDuck. So I think they're going to be just fine.
Yeah. And I don't know if DC, well, I'm sorry, I misheard you. Did you say Marvel or DC is like that?
DC.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, they're owned by Warner Brothers. They have all the money in the world. They're only second to Disney. So
it's really weird to me that they would say. But here's the email from a rep of DC talking about this whole change. So we recognize that to many of you, this seems like a monumentous decision. However, we can assure you that this change in DC's distribution plans has not been made lightly and follows a long period of thought and consideration. The change of direction in line with DC's overall strategic vision intended to improve the health of and strengthen the direct market, as well as grow the number of fans who read comics worldwide. So, and it says, in the near term, Diamond will only be fulfilling orders placed through June 1st. Final order cutoff, and will not solicit a sale of new DC titles further. To ensure a smooth transition for retailers, DC will suspend final order cutoff for June 8th. So they've already, making those books available to order on final order cutoff on June 15th. Whatever. After 25 years, DC and Diamond comic distributors are ending their long-standing relationship. Moving forward, comic book retailers can obtain their DC. We already said that. DC continues to be committed to providing to the direct market with best-in-class service and the fans with the world's greatest comic books. I don't know.
It's weird to me that this existed in the first place, because why is every major comic book company using the same distribution company?
Yeah.
You don't see that really in anything else.
Yeah, that's true. And I wonder if DC is invested in some of these companies.
Probably.
Are they doing their own distributing now?
Yeah, they could. They're a company that size where they could pull that off.
And if they are, why aren't they just saying that?
Yeah.
We're going to handle our own distributing now. Oh, well, they didn't say they were, but that's just interesting to me. Yeah, it says here, which holds virtual monopoly on comic book distribution in the North American market. Yeah, they're talking about Diamond. Diamond has a monopoly on the North American distribution for comic books. Following Diamond's decision to close down as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic in mid-March, followed by Diamond announcing that it would withhold payment to publishers, citing cash flow problems. DC announced plans to find alternative distribution.
Oh, there you go.
Plot twist. What do you think, Ryan? Ryan?
Let's just throw it to Justin. Justin. Everybody hates us.
Wow.
Everybody leaves us.
They just leave us. We get to love them. We know them, and then all of a sudden they just leave.
I didn't think it would happen to me twice.
I didn't think so either. Just kidding. He'll be back next week. Relax. Cash flow problems. So I read this, and I guess I misread it because the cash flow sounds like it's on Diamond's problem.
Yeah.
And so they shut down ordering comics and buying comics from DC and Marvel to distribute. And we can't pay for this because we shut our own stores down. And then they said, okay, you don't have to buy from us. We'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, the way I perceive it is maybe when Emerald City buys comics from Diamond, Emerald City sends Diamond, we'll say $10,000.
Right.
And then they pay DC their portion of that.
Correct.
So they took the $10,000 from the local comic book shop and just said, sorry, we don't have the money to pay you, DC Comics.
Right.
So
we're going to hold on to this.
They printed the comics, they sold them, and now they're not paying out for that. So DC's like, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, sorry, we're going to find somewhere else to get our comics.
Plus, if they're the only distributor that does comic books and they're like, we're having cash flow issues, that's a huge red flag.
How? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Exactly.
So something's wrong. So maybe they're onto something.
Well, but at the same time, a lot of comic book stores shut down completely.
Yeah.
Especially the little ones. Well, they're all little ones anymore. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Unless you're ordering them directly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, everything's digital now, so I don't know.
Long live Emerald City.
Long live Emerald City. I felt that way, boy. When they reopened, I was there day one. Just saying hi to people.
Third day in, I was in there buying stuff.
How's it going, guys? Let me look at my box. Nothing in here? Doesn't matter. I'll go on the shelves.
I bought a Lethal Protector.
Did you?
Getting ready for
What did you buy?
Venom.
The whole
Protector.
series?
Yeah,
or?
the series.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Not in a book, or you bought every single individual issue?
I bought the book.
Nice.
The compendium. Nice.
Okay. I went and bought, so when I went there to Emerald City to get Lethal Protector, I got 1, 3, 4, and 5. I was like, well, what am I going to do here? And they were really nice and ordered it for me.
Nice.
So I had to wait a while, and I didn't read it. I would not even crack the spine on one until I got the whole series.
Are you a single issue guy, or are you a collection
I'm a book guy.
Me too. I like the hardcover. I like them on my shelf.
Me too. My favorite book that I had being the optimal word, was Old Man Logan.
What happened to it?
What happened to it?
Mm-hmm.
A 4-legged English bulldog named Denny happened to it. My beautiful, lovely wife allowed the dog to roam free into the family room where all the comics are kept and most of the Funkos are kept. And Denny was like, I'm hungry. I'll eat this book. She ate the spine off of it.
Oh, my God.
She also ate a Deadpool comic that Emerald City went out of their way to pull for me because it had a variant cover that had been discontinued, and there was an active lawsuit against Marvel for this cover.
You know those variants taste better. So
it was
it
so
only makes
unique
sense.
and so rare. And Megan's like, well, you can still read it. I'm like, that's not the point. The comic is dead now. I can never mind. I'm not going to get into it.
I can taste the value.
Yeah, but that's interesting. And you are a big Batman fan. Mm-hmm. Do you have any regular subscriptions through DC?
I don't, but it's something ever since we started this podcast again. I'm like, maybe I need to start.
Yeah. Wouldn't hurt.
Wouldn't hurt.
I currently am subscribed to...
my wallet.
Yeah, right. I'm subscribed to Thor for my wife. Mm-hmm. She likes to keep up with Thor. Me personally, I am subscribed to Venom, Punisher, Hawkeye, and I think I have Savage Avengers still coming to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a nice little pull list.
I love Hawkeye. I don't know what it is about him. We'll do a character focus on him down the road, but Hawkeye's my guy.
Well, we got a Hawkeye series coming our way on Disney+. So.
I know. I shared something about that on our Facebook the other day. I don't know if everybody went on and saw it and liked it.
Why didn't you like it? I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Listener.
You hear me? I'm talking to you. Why didn't you like it and share? Never mind.
Megan.
The simplest thing. Jennifer. Another one. This is not really comics news, but it's pop culture news. A certain movie was announced. Well, not really announced. I'm sure it's been in the works for a while, but they actually released a trailer for it. And I did not expect this
Which one are you
at all. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I was so excited to see this. I haven't seen Bill and Ted in a very long time.
I really liked Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. I don't know about Bogus Journey. I wasn't too keen on that.
Most people weren't.
But it was okay.
They were along for the ride.
You know what the first thing I thought of was when they announced Face the Music? There's no George Carlin.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think he's the only main cast member not returning.
It hit me right in the feels. Because I believe George Carlin was in Bogus Journey, was he not?
I do think he was in Bogus.
You know what we should do?
Google it.
We're on IMDb, George Carlin girl. I don't like this song quite as much. It's okay. It's good for Googling. Okay. Wow, the first thing that pops up to him is Bill and Ted. And to answer your question, he is in the animated series of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures that I didn't know existed. Did
Me
you?
neither. No.
Yeah, he's in 13 episodes of it.
So and probably all of them.
He's in Bogus Journey as well. He plays Rufus in Bogus Journey. So we'll talk about this. I'm going to read a couple of the plots for the movie. 1989, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure movie and TV series. And in the TV series, the gentleman who plays Preston and the gentleman who plays Ted, who's Keanu, they both voiced their characters.
Wow.
But this is back in 1990, so it actually doesn't really surprise me.
It happened back then.
Yeah, back then people weren't too cool to do animated features. Alex Winter, who plays Bill S. Preston Esquire.
No, he's not a professional wrestler, because it certainly sounds like it.
Yeah, right. He doesn't have a lot of big acting credits other than Bill and Ted. He's a very entertaining guy, but he hasn't been in a
Walmart commercial I saw.
Really?
Featuring Bill and Ted.
Well, that I'm not surprised. But yeah, he's only got a handful of acting credits. He's got a crap ton more than me. He's very talented. Not knocking the man in any way.
He's done pretty much nothing.
Yeah, he's done okay. He's more of a director now, it looks like.
Yeah, he started doing some other stuff outside of being in front of the camera after all this. So.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. He did, what is this? Did I see Blue Mountain State? Blue Mountain State. Yeah, he did a couple episodes for them. Cool. Okay, so the first one. Two seemingly dumb teens set off on a quest to prepare the ultimate historical presentation with the help of a time machine. Okay.
Perfect.
Good movie.
Mm-hmm.
They go get Genghis Khan. They go get Socrates, or as they call him, Socrates in the movie. They get Abe Lincoln. They get Joan of Arc. Who else do they get?
I don't know.
They get a lot of people. Do they get Thomas Edison?
I don't think I've seen this since it first came out.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. They get a lot of people in that movie. And then we have the 1991 follow-up, Bogus Journey. A tyrant from the future creates evil android doubles of Bill and Ted and sends them back to eliminate the originals. So the premise of Bill and Ted, why they're so important in the movie, if you are not familiar with this franchise, is Bill and Ted form this band called Wild Stallions. And in the future, they create a song that's so powerful and it's so great that it brings on world peace and changes the world forever. So that's why people come back in time to get Bill and Ted, to say, in the first one, his dad's going to send him off to military school. And the other one, I forget what's going on with Preston. Mm-hmm. But they need to do great on the history report. Otherwise, their dad's going to send them off to you-know-where. And so they end up doing it. And the second one, this evil tyrant sends these cyborgs to kill Bill and Ted, and, hilarity ensues. I put up in major air quotation marks. But they're decent movies.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't a huge fan of these at any point. Like, I liked them. They just didn't, I don't know. They didn't jump out to me like I thought they would, especially at the time.
Yeah.
How about you?
I thought they were funny.
Yeah.
They weren't like
funny
cult classics, and I'm like, they need to make a 3.
Like, I was a Wayne's World guy, so
I love them both. Honestly, they're both good. They're both good. I like Wayne's World too.
But this one looks really interesting. The third one,
it does look interesting.
The premise.
Here's the thing: you've got Keanu still,
the biggest superstar in the world right now.
Well, I don't know about that. He's darn sure
on
up
the
there.
internet.
He's darn sure up there. People love them some Keanu.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, the last movie he was in, or movie series, John Wick. Then before that, he's in The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Keanu has definitely shifted gears quite a bit.
Don't forget the Boathouse or whatever movie that
Lake
was.
House.
Lake House, there we go.
With who?
Sandy Bullock.
Oof. Sandra, if you're listening, I still write you letters. I love you. Bill and Ted.
Any Hoosie.
Bill and Ted. So that's what I'm saying. I have not seen the trailer for this, but the last time I can remember Keanu Reeves, he was bargaining with a Russian to be able to kill his son because his son kicked his dog to death and then shot up half the world. in John Wick. And before that, he was fighting
I thought that was real life.
malicious robots that were trying to, kill alternate realities in Matrix, which he signed up for Matrix 4. I don't see Keanu. I've been surprised before, but I don't know if he'll be able to shift his...
So have you watched... You haven't watched the trailer?
No.
He's clean-shaven.
Oh, no.
He's clean-shaven.
Oh, no.
It is a time warp. He is... So...
Well, we could probably get an image. Let's get an image.
Type in...
Oh, my word. There he is. His face looks fake. He has his long hair like he does in John Wick, so that he didn't have to cut that. I'll say this. Alex Winter does not look any different.
No, he looks exactly the same.
He's got some crow's feet, but he looks exactly the same, which is awesome.
So do you know the premise for the third movie?
I have looked up the premise for the third movie, yes, and I have that here.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I got the synopsis. The official Bill and Ted Face the Music synopsis reads, the stakes are higher than ever for the time-traveling exploits of William Bill S. Preston Esquire and Theodore Ted Logan. Yet to fulfill their rock and roll destiny, as in they haven't made the song that's going to reunite the world yet. The two now middle-aged best friends set out on a new adventure when a visitor from the future warns them, which will not be Rufus, that hurts, that only their song can save life as we know it. Along the way, we'll be helped out by their daughters, a new batch of historical figures, and a few music legends to seek the song that will set their world right and bring harmony to the universe.
Trailer's not bad. So basically...
Is this going to be a cameo fest?
It might be.
Is this going to be a cameo
Everybody's
fest?
in it.
I mean, let's take a look at the IMDb. Let's look at the cast for it.
Get off of Alex Winter's face.
I am. Okay, let's look up Keanu Reeves. Keanu will have it, right? Won't he? Oh my gosh, look at this. The casting calls. We've got John Wick, Neo, and Ted Theodore Logan. Oh my word. It just looks crazy. Bill and Ted Face the Music. Post-production. It's already filmed. They're ready to rock and roll. Popularity. This
Oh no.
This trailer dropped just a few days ago and it's already down 18 points on IMDb. People just don't care about this movie because nobody was around watching. 1991 is the last time this movie came out. That's 29 years.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah.
People just don't know about Bill and Ted. They're like, who cares?
I feel like this is one of those Keanu things where he just wanted to do it. I'm Keanu Reeves and this is what I want to do.
I need to go on and do a different style of movie. I think the fans really want to see Theodore Logan come back and figure out why he needs to save the world. Is that good? Is that a good Keanu?
I thought you were reading that. That was amazing.
No, that's yeah. Anyway,
you improv'd it and you did the voice perfectly.
Kid. Wait, where is it? Oh, no, not that one. Hey, I'm so cool.
I'm not allowed to touch the button, so I had to do it for real.
You can reach across anytime you want. Let's take a look. Beck Bennett, Deacon Logan. I gotta imagine he's going to be somehow related to Keanu. Thea Preston is being played by Samara Weaving. Don't know who that is. Bridget Lundy Payne is playing Billy Logan.
These don't sound like real names.
They don't, do they? I don't see another name. Kid Cudi. Cudi? Is
that a rapper?
Playing himself?
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not really jazzed about
We
this.
are so hip and cool. We know all these things.
William Sadler's playing Death. Let's see who he... Oh, I know who he is. You know who he is, too. William Sadler. Oh, and he was in...
It's the same Death.
He's the guy.
It's the original one.
I like it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the franchise hasn't been in theaters since 1991. I mean, it really
That was
isn't
when
going
Bogus
to do...
Journey came out?
Yeah, Bogus Journey, 1991. Not even Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey.
Excellent Adventure was like 89?
Yeah.
88?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I can't
5.
say I'm really jazzed about it. 1991? Yeah, me too.
No, wait. I was 5 in 88.
Oh, gotcha.
There's the difference.
Okay. Sanjaya.
I don't know. I'm excited for it. The trailer looked funny.
You've seen it?
Yeah, the premise looked good in the trailer. It looked a lot better, like the way it was laid out, rather than just in writing. So
okay,
we'll see.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
I will see it.
It's going to be the first movie in theaters, pretty much, that and Tenet. So
yeah,
I'm
gonna let the kids. Maybe we'll do our homework and watch Bill and Ted: Excellent Adventure, and then Bogus Journey, and maybe they'll be like, "Dad, never let us watch this again," or they'll be like, "Let's go see the movie."
Can we watch Ghost Rider instead?
Either way, I'll drag him to it. Now on to my favorite bit of news.
Your favorite.
Something I was really excited to see.
Me?
I kind of heard this was in the, for you, for sure. Absolutely. It was kind of in the works, and I kind of have heard rumblings, and then I saw that it was on IMDb. And it was, if I'm not mistaken, having a release date for November 2020.
Wow, that's so soon.
Yeah. And the name of that movie? Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Battle of the Titans, baby. We've got two Godzilla movies.
Okay. Yes.
Two Godzilla movies where Godzilla has kind of been down and then just absolutely obliterated.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Kong Skull Island, which I have not seen.
Ooh.
But I heard Kong dominates. I am doing my research on those two this weekend. I'm going to go pick up those feature films, and then I'm going to watch the crap out of them.
I highly suggest Skull Island.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're the second person to tell me that in the last 3 hours.
How did you feel about the Godzilla ones?
I thought it was a slow burn, baby. Mm-hmm. Slow burn. Show me some Godzilla. I haven't seen the second one, and I heard the second one is all Godzilla.
So first Godzilla movie, I saw it in theaters with a group of friends.
Yeah.
And I was super excited because I just got off Breaking Bad.
Godzilla.
Yeah. So
and Bryan Cranston is the lead.
Was the lead.
Quotation marks
literally,
lead.
we got to the movie theater late. We hopped in our seats. I'm sitting there. I'm kind of bouncing up and down in my chair. I'm like, I really got to pee.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me run and pee before any monster stuff happens. I leave. Spoilers for Godzilla. I leave. I come back in as they're zipping up Bryan Cranston's body bag. I'm
no
like,
way.
What?
It's not that early.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you pissed for 14 minutes?
Well, no. I sat there for 9 and then went, I gotta go now, and ran out and came back in, and Bryan Cranston was dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And then Aaron Taylor Johnson takes the reins on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure didn't.
Didn't?
Nah, he's all right.
He's okay. I like him. I think he's a talented kid.
I certainly liked the second Godzilla movie much more than the first because they kind of leaned into the large kaiju battles.
Hold the phone. There's a trailer?
There's no way.
Godzilla versus Kong? 3 minutes, 22 seconds?
What?
I'll start watching this as soon as we end this podcast. Say I won't be wrong. Okay, so that's very exciting.
Yes. And
Can't wait to see
Kong
that.
Skull Island was very good. I think they did King Kong really well. And the monsters in that movie were just
Freaky.
Out of this world.
Were they
freaky?
Were they scary?
Yes.
Good.
Scary.
I like
weird.
that. Scary. So this is actually a remake. There's been Kong versus Godzilla before.
A tale as old as time.
When you ask, 1962.
Oh, I was going to say 64. I was off.
You were off by 2 years, you idiot.
I know. I used to watch those on VHS. I know I'm an idiot. But my favorite pastime as a kid was getting Godzilla VHSs from the flea market. That was my thing I did when I was a kid. I loved them so much. So I was so excited when these were coming back.
And now graphics are just so much better.
Oh, yeah.
And they look so good. Godzilla looks incredible.
I feel like
from some of the clips I've seen on YouTube, Kong looks pretty darn good too.
Mm-hmm. And they do a really good job of hiding bad CGI when they do have that. If they don't have the budget to do something really well, use smoke, use clouds, use lighting, do whatever you have to do to kind of cover that up so it doesn't take you out of it. So very excited.
So the last one was in 1962, as I said, and it was a Japanese feature. So I'm going to read the synopsis now with a Japanese accent as best I can.
Please.
What?
Please do.
Newspaper of 1962. He immediately pushed the camera. Get back on the microphone.
I don't want to laugh over
the newspaper is a television station founded by pharmaceutical company want to sensation, which happened to be the discovery of a King Kong on island. He is captured and brought to Japan, where he escaped captivity and battles Godzilla. A newspaper and television station funded by a pharmaceutical company won a sensation, which happens to be the discovery of King Kong on an island. He's captured and brought to Japan, where he escapes captivity and battles Godzilla. Golly, back in 1962, they were straight to the point, right? You don't even need to watch the movie now. Yeah. All right. Fast forward to 2020. This is why I said that. The epic next chapter in the cinematic monsterverse pits two of the greatest icons in motion picture history against one another. The fearsome Godzilla and the mighty Kong, with humanity caught in the balance. First and foremost, Mark, I'm putting you on the spot. Who wins out of Kong and Godzilla?
Godzilla all day.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Atomic breath. Psh, you're done.
Wow.
Blow your head off.
Sirs. That was decisive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who won in the 1962 film?
I believe Godzilla did.
You are incorrect.
What?
The mighty Kong was successful in the 1962 feature.
My memory has
There was a big fight at the end. They both fell in the ocean. Only one comes out.
Wow. Okay. It was so traumatic when I was a kid. I kind of blocked it out of my memory, and I changed it. I rewrote history in my head.
I can see why you would say that, though, because the nuclear breath and all that stuff, man, it's hardcore.
Out of this world.
Godzilla, and I was having this conversation with a coworker today. I am on Team Kong in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised to hear that he won. If I'm thinking logically, okay, I'm pretty sure Godzilla's going to win this. But if I'm thinking with my heart and who I want to win, I want Kong to just wax that ass, baby. Let's go, King Kong.
And it's probably going to happen this time, too.
That's what I was going to say. I wanted to see who you thought would win. Mm-hmm. But I think the way movies have gone anymore is there's going to be another factor.
That are in Batman v Superman it?
Because in both movies for Godzilla, he is protecting something one way or another. Yeah. Sure, he's dominating other monsters. Sure, he has some wreckage in his wake. But the way the story is spun, he's a protector. Mm-hmm. He's protecting people even though he's really not.
Yeah.
And King Kong has that nature to him as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's seen as a protector sometimes, although my interpretation is if he sees something that's not worth his time, he's not going to care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Godzilla in the Peter Jackson film with Adrian Brody and Jack Black and all those, he only really cared about the girl.
Yeah.
Other than that, he wasn't taking time to fight T-Rexes for fun.
So that movie and the Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick, I have not seen. I have chosen. As soon as I saw he looks like a T-Rex, I'm like, I'm out. That's it.
Who looks like a T-Rex?
Godzilla.
Oh, in the Matthew Broderick film?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah. Ish.
Oh.
Spoiler alert, they die in both of them.
Oh,
Kong and Godzilla both die in those
Great way to kill your
movies.
franchise.
Yeah. They both die.
Perfect.
But then in the end of Godzilla, it's like, oh, there's eggs. Oh, more Godzillas.
Well, the main thing they've done this time around for Godzilla and King Kong is Godzilla's been sized up extremely in this version of him.
Right.
And in King Kong, he was a very large King Kong, and there's a little line at the end, not to ruin it. It doesn't ruin anything, but they just go, you think he's big? He's still a baby. And then they fly away.
Yeah. Damn.
I'm like, uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
And there's a after-credit scene that you have to stay for.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
So I read an article by Daniel Alvarez, who I think is from the Inquirer or Hollywood, something online. But Daniel Alvarez was very wordy, and I just got some snippets of his article, which I thought was well written. That director Adam Wingard recently commented on the film's official rating, hyping plenty of monster destruction.
Oh, yeah.
There are many monsters in pop culture with King in the name. Red King, King Caesar, King Ghidorah, and more. Godzilla is uniquely the only character to be dubbed King of Monsters, which he has been.
Mm-hmm.
A title first introduced in 1956. Quick math, 7 years before... no, not 7. How many years? 6 years before Kong and him
Wait, 54?
got after
or
it.
You said 56.
56 and 62 is when they fought, so 6
yeah.
years. In the original King Kong versus Godzilla, the beasts battled it out in Japan. In the end, it was Kong who rose out of the water in triumph against the antagonistic Godzilla.
Wow.
So that's another question that I have. How does Godzilla and King Kong, how do they meet?
I think Kong is going to be brought over to the States.
You think it's going to be exactly like
I think it's going to be the same. They catch him, they bring him over, they're going to turn him into this giant science experiment or whatever their nefarious reason is, and he's going to get out, and Godzilla's going to perceive him as a threat. Kong's going to perceive the other one as a threat. They battle. Oh, wait, who's that? Who knows? There's somebody else in the distance, and that's who they fight.
I think that we're going to have your scientists, your humans, your whatever, tracking Godzilla, and they either track him to Skull Island or they crash on Skull Island somehow, and then that's why we have a King Kong. And I think Godzilla's going to perceive King Kong as, you're just another monster, I'll kill you, and King Kong is like, you're in my world now, Grandma. You just pulled landscaping duty here on Skull Island, baby.
I would like to see a Skull Island fight, because that island is really cool looking, and it has like the terror. Like, I just like the way they did it in Kong, but they're gonna want to smash buildings. I feel like that's what's gonna.
I think maybe they meet there.
Maybe
they meet there,
and then somebody escapes.
Yeah,
somebody retreats.
Somebody gets out. Somebody retreats. Somebody's caught. Something happens, and then they find another threat, and they both have that protector mentality, and they just kind of look at each other like, okay.
And then they high five.
Do I think I was just about to say, do I think we see a King Kong Godzilla fist bump? Nope. No, I really don't. But
reptile hand.
Yeah. Boop. Boop. Fist bump.
With his little T-Rex arms.
Bulbasaur, go!
Either way, I'm excited.
Sorry.
Is this still coming out in November? Is that still
That's what it says, November 2020.
That's a beautiful thing.
I'm so excited.
It gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah, and we're going to check this trailer as soon as this is over with. But cast in this one to keep the story consistent, Kyle Chandler, who was in the last Godzilla movie, so was Lance Reddick. Alexander Skarsgård, I don't know if he's been in any of the movies. Do you?
I don't think so.
But the big one, Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. She back. She back.
Every time they get one of these actors with a certain level of fame, like they did with Millie Bobby Brown and Bryan Cranston, I always feel like they're kind of squandered. I don't know.
Yeah. The humans, to do a good movie like this, the humans need to be an afterthought.
Yeah.
The focus needs to be on Godzilla.
That's true. And they did kind of swing that focus in the second Godzilla movie.
Good.
So.
But they think that it's going to be definitely a big showdown between Godzilla and King Kong, and the consensus is that there will be a king crowned at the end of the movie. So there will be a definitive winner. Who that is, I don't know. Does he beat Godzilla and make way for Mecha Godzilla? No, I'm kidding.
I am waiting for them to do that. There's been rumors for a long time that they're going to try and tie in the Pacific Rim universe because they're both owned by the same company.
Oh, my word.
If they do that, that would be, I don't know where.
I would only be happy if Kong and Godzilla win handily.
They just start ripping
against
the arms off all those
stupid
things.
Pacific Rim. I don't know. I don't want to say stupid. I don't care for it. I saw
the first one. I thought it was fine, and then the second one I just never saw.
John Boyega is in the second one. Or Boyega, correct?
Yeah, John
Boyega. Is he?
He's the other guy's son.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Does Idris Elba die in the other one? Spoiler alert.
I don't think he does. I think they just couldn't get him for the
second
one.
Couldn't afford him for the second.
They just couldn't swing it.
They did the Independence Day 2, which I would never watch because I thought it would ruin Independence Day. But yeah, I'm so excited for this. I think we should definitely go see it. And yeah, I'm really excited. And I'm going to check out this trailer. If the trailer is legit, folks, we will probably do a reaction for it and post it on our YouTube. Yeah,
that's my reaction.
Speaking of YouTube, I want to shout out where you can find us. Alter Ego Podcast 2@gmail.com. If you have any comments, anything you want to say. Alter Ego Podcast on Twitter at podcast_ego. Facebook at Alter Ego Podcast. Instagram at Alter Ego Pod. youtube.com/Alter Ego Podcast. Another big thank you to Forge Supply Soap for sponsoring today's episode. You're wonderful
so fresh
people.
And so clean.
They all smell so great when they come around. I just can't stop smelling them, and then they kick me out of their building. It is what it is. I don't care. All right, that I think is going to do it for today's episode of the Alter. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing the music. Not yet. Could we sneak it in there?
There it is. It's time to rock.
It's time to rock. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next time.
Bye, guys.